What's going on, guys? This is Brandon from Advancement Hockey Advising here, and today we'll be talking about walking on to NCAA hockey teams, what that means exactly, what it is, and how it can be done. But real quick, as always, before we dive into the video here, just a quick reminder to absolutely smash that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell, and share the video if you end up liking the content. Also, throughout the video, if you have any questions at all, if you want to reach out to us about anything, feel free to drop a comment down below or email us at info@ahadvising.com and we'll get back to you as soon as we can. And last quick thing, as with every one of our videos here, there are going to be timestamps throughout the video. So if you want to go click on one specific thing that you want to see, or if you want to just go ahead and watch the entire video, you can do whatever works best for you. All right, so let's dive into why we're making this video here. Well, real quick, a few comments and a few emails brought to my attention that this was kind of a highly requested topic. Quite a few people asked about this, if it's doable, what it is exactly, and I kind of want to touch on it and make a video about it. So here we're going to be diving into what exactly is walking on in just a sec. And then, we're going to look at different situations as to when to consider it. And then if you've considered walking on, we're going to look at the different steps that you can take to really maximize your chances of walking on an NCAA team successfully and actually making it. All right, so let's start off here by answering the question of what exactly it means to walk onto an NCAA hockey team, or any NCAA team for that matter. And in short, all it is going ahead and trying to make an NCAA team without prior commitment from the coaching staff. So the coaching staff, didn't recruit you, didn't reach out to you. They might have reached out to you and offered you a walk-on position, but either way, you're trying to go on, try out for a team and try to make it without having that previous commitment that you're on the team. Now, a lot of you might not have known this, and I actually didn't know this initially when I was a player, and then I kind of found out as I went through the junior process and NCAA recruiting process. I kind of found this out, but yes, you can actually go try out for a team, as crazy as it sounds. The one caveat here is that you have to be obviously a registered student to where that program is, that NCAA program. You have to be registered in that university, or else you can't just try out. You can't just have someone just go randomly try out for that team. They have to be registered full-time at that university. So that's the one quick thing. But yes, you can go try out for a team. Every team, every NCAA program has to offer, a tryout period. Some teams, they do it for a day, others do it for a couple days, some do it for a whole week, a whole 2 weeks. It really varies on the program, but they do this before their season actually starts. And basically, if you're just a regular student going to this university, or you didn't get a commitment offer, but you really want to go to this place and you want to try out for the team, then you can go ahead and do that. Contact the coach, find out when the trial period is, and you go out there and you try and make the team from there. Now, of course, it sounds great. Oh yeah, I can go try out for, Boston College NCAA D1 team. Is going to be great. Well, not so fast, right? It's a little bit tougher than that. Just a word of caution that, the chances are quite against you. The odds are against you here. Not very many walk-ons end up making it. It does happen. I don't want to crush anyone's hopes and dreams. I've seen it happen before, and it's going to happen again. It's just very rare. Typically, when a team gets all their commitments out and they recruit, typically they won't bring on any other players. It does happen, like I said, but it's very, very rare, and I wouldn't bank my chances on walking onto an NCAA program. All right, so kind of building off of that here, knowing that walking on an NCAA hockey program is kind of a high-risk strategy here, we're going to talk about when to actually consider walking on. When is it, kind of when you weigh the pros and cons and, you analyze the risk and all this, when is it actually beneficial for me to consider walking on and to actually try and make an NCAA hockey team by walking on? So the first situation that I want to start off with here is that if you've played juniors or whatnot, you're in prep school, something like that, and at this point you don't really have any NCAA or ACHA offers that you're happy with. No programs that you're like, yes, I really want to go there. You don't have any commitment offers whatsoever. Well, in this case, it might be worth considering trying to walk on, an NCAA D3 hockey team or something like this, or even a high-end ACHA D1 team. At this point, it is worth considering, right? If you have nothing else, you don't really have anything to lose. Now, on that note here, if you do have offers, right? If you do have commitment offers, let's say they're okay programs, they were kind of your backup programs, but you'd still be happy going there, definitely take that offer. Do not bank on a walk-on in this situation. You really want to go with something that you have a concrete offer, right? And not go on like maybe a 1 to 2% chance of making a team. So really, if you have an offer, definitely take it. So the second situation that comes to mind here is if you're committed to a university, to an ACHA program, right? You're going there for sure. And then, you find out, oh, there's an NCAA hockey program there as well, right? Well, in this case, who knows? Go ahead and try out, right? You have nothing to lose in this situation. Now, if you don't want to try, you don't have to. But if you want to try out and you hedge your bets, especially if it's an NCAA D3 hockey team and you're on like an ACHA D1 team or something like that, I would say go ahead and try out, right? You have nothing to lose. Who knows? You might make it or you might not make it, or you might make it and find out, not really the spot for me. I want to get more playing time. Then you go back down to ACHA D1. But regardless, you might as well try out. You might as well try and play at the highest level possible because you're already there, right? It makes sense to just go ahead and try out for an opportunity like that. And the third situation that comes to mind here is if you really want to attend a specific university. They have an NCAA hockey program there, but they're not offering you any commitments or anything like that. You'd have to walk on, but you really, really want to go to that university, and you'd be happy just being a regular student regardless if you didn't make that NCAA hockey team. In this case, if you really want to go there and you don't care if you play hockey or not, then it's worth considering to actually go there, to go to your dream school and be a student there, and try and make the team, right? It's still motivation to try and make it at that point. But I would say, this also applies. I would say for most players that are serious about hockey, probably not the situation that applies to you here, but for a small number of players, this might be an option to consider in this case. All right, so let's say one of those three situations applies to you here and you're really considering walking on. Well, in this case, we're going to talk about here the steps that you need to take to really maximize your chances of making the team. First and foremost, talk to the coach beforehand, right? You needs to know who you are. If you just show up there, he doesn't really know who you are, that right there drastically lowers your chances of even being on his radar, of him knowing who you are, and of making the team, right? Talk to him beforehand, so when the tryouts are, because they're not always publicly advertised, right? So it's really important to know when they are, so that he knows who you are, and that you just, have a more comfortable feel for the whole experience, and to also know, in addition to this, what your chances are realistically, right? Sometimes you'll call a coach, he'll say, listen, I don't take walk-ons, whatever, then there's no chance at this point. But some coaches, you'll talk to them and they'll be, they'll welcome you to come to tryouts, and who knows, they might say, hey, like a couple of guys like decommitted last minute, if you come to tryouts and you really do well, you might make the team. So really, really important, big take-home message here is to talk to the coach beforehand if you're considering walking onto a program. All right, so second step here, then probably the most important step, after you talk to the coach and you have a realistic chance, is that you prepare for these tryouts like your life depended on it. Right? If you go there, willy-nilly, not prepared, you're not going to make the team because the odds are already against you. You have to be so good that they can't ignore you. You have to be so much better than the players that they're already committed, they already have, that the coach has no choice but to take you. That's the mentality you have to have. And, playing hockey for an NCAA team or whatever team you're trying to walk on, is probably your dream, right? It's probably a dream come true. See it as that opportunity, right? See it that, I have to be that good for the coach to not ignore me and then cut one of the players he previously committed. You have to be that good. I'm telling you, it's really, really important to prepare so well and be so much better than the rest for them to actually, notice you and really maximize your chances of walking onto the program. And on this note, I want to share a pro tip with you is what catches a coach's attention the most is if you're in the best shape out of everyone, right? Obviously, hockey ability, we can't all control this, how good we are. There's a certain limit to how much we can control, but almost all of us can really control how good of shape we're in, right? If we show up there, they don't really know us all that well. You've talked to them and all that stuff, but they still don't know you as well as the recruits. You show up there, you're in the best shape out of everyone. You dominate everyone and, in all the fitness tests and everything. You dominate everyone on the ice, with by having superior fitness and all that, you're winning puck battles in the corner. If you're just the best at fitness, okay, if you just focus on this, that will catch the coach's eye. I guarantee you that. You know, you might not make the team still, but still it will catch his eye and it will significantly increase your chances of making the team. And the last step here is that if you don't make the team, if all else fails and the coach does end up cutting you, you know, try, you know, a last resort tactic here and to ask him if you can just come to the occasional practice every once in a while, or every practice, or most practices, or something like that. Ask him if you can go to practices. You know, I would say 9 times out of 10, the coach might tell you no. You know, probably will say no, you know, our team's full and all that. We want our guys to get our reps in. But, you know, a small percentage of the time, they might allow this, you know. And if they allow this, it gives you a huge in. It shows that you're committed. You know, if you show up every day, you know, the guys will start accepting you more into the team. And if there's an injury or something, the coach may end up rostering you. Maybe not that year, you know, but maybe the next year or in the future or something like that. Who knows, right? He may end up rostering you. So it's worth trying. You know, typically it probably won't happen at this point, but if it does, you know, just go from there and work hard every day and try your best to end up making the team from there. All right, so I know I just threw a ton of information at you here, so we're going to do a quick recap of the key points just to make sure that you get the proper take-home message. 1, what is walking on? Walking on is trying out for an NCAA program without prior commitment from the coaching staff. Number 2, when to consider walking on. First, if you don't have any NCAA or ACHA commitments that you're happy with. Second, if you commit to a program for an ACHA program that also has an NCAA program. And third, if you know, you just be happy being a regular student at a university that you really want to go to, and you just try and walk onto the NCAA program there. And third, the steps you can take to maximize your chances. First and foremost, talk to the coach beforehand. Secondly, prepare for these tryouts like your life depended on it. And third and last is if you don't make the team, you know, ask the coach if you can at least come to practices. All right, that's it for the video. But before I let you go, just a quick reminder again to absolutely smash that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell, and share the video. And last quick thing, if you want to check out any of our other platforms that we have, you know, our Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, our website, all those things, there's a link down in the description below that you can click just to go check it all out. And that is it, guys. Thanks so much for watching. We hope you enjoyed the video, and we'll catch you on that next one.